Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, go ahead and subscribe. I do a lot of BMW stuff. So, anywho, today I have one goal. I'm still in the mix of doing my pre-LCI to LCI conversion. I was working on painting the trunk lid on the last episode. I failed somewhat because I left a bunch of orange peel, a bunch of texture. I had to like redo a bunch of stuff, but today I'm going to be sanding it down with 1500, then 2000, and then buffing it out with some compound and some polisher. But here's what it looks like currently. It doesn't look bad. There's just a bunch of orange peel and a bunch of little marks everywhere. So I want to go ahead and get all that removed. I don't think that should be so bad, but it looks pretty decent. So that's one of my goals, to go ahead and clean that up. And my second goal is to go ahead and get it on the car. So I actually bought these headlights, or these taillights here. So I can go ahead and install those. And then I'll put it inside the trunk lid, and then I'll go ahead and get the trunk installed. That's my number one goal today. Hopefully I can get that done, get the rear end transformed today. That would be awesome. Also, I told you guys I got new bumpers for this car. One actually came in the mail. I'm waiting for the rear bumper. I got the front bumper, but check it out. This is the front bumper I went with. That's the M3 style front bumper for an LCI E90. So that's the one I'm gonna be running on the car. That's the next thing that's gonna need to be painted. If I have an opportunity this morning, I will go ahead and paint it. But like I said, my main goal for this episode is to polish, cut, buff that trunk lid, and to go ahead and install the tail lights on it and then get it installed on the car. So I bought a bunch of polishing stuff here. Shout out to Harbor Freight, it wasn't too expensive. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this trunk lid all prepped, and then we're gonna go ahead and polish it down. Hopefully we can get some nice mirror finish to match the rest of the car, because the rest of the car's paint job is actually really good. But like I said, it's not bad, but I don't get exactly that mirror that I was looking for, but it's just some texture on top. And I think I can remove that texture and get the mirror that I'm looking for. All right, I'm gonna first start with cleaning the surface with a little bit of water and some shop towels. Then I'm gonna go ahead and sand it down 1500 grit starting first, and then I'm gonna do 2000 grit, and then we should be good to go. All right. All right, you guys, so first I'm gonna use 1500 grit wet sanding. So I'm gonna do that first. And then the only other grit I have currently is 2500. So I'm gonna go ahead and do 1500 and then 2500, and then we should be good to go. All right, let's go ahead and get sanding. All right, you guys, I went ahead and hit it with 1500 grit, and I'm waiting for it to dry so it can show me if I need to sand any more. I think I actually might be pretty good. Sanded the back as well, waiting for that to dry. There actually are a couple spots I want to hit like that a little bit more, just kind of all around this back, because I didn't sand this back as much as I did the top. So I might actually hit it a little bit more on the back. The top might be good. After it dries, it'll tell me. And then we'll go ahead and get to 2500 grit, and then we'll go ahead and set up our polishing tool, and then go ahead and polish this thing. All right, this is a lot of work, and it's super early. Well, for me. All right, let's do it. All right, you guys, I got that sanded with 1500 and 2500. So while I wait for that to dry, I'm gonna go ahead and get all my polishing supplies ready so I can go ahead and cut this thing, and then we'll see how the results come out, because I'm gonna cut it and then I'm gonna polish it, and then that'll be about it. So here's what we got so far. Just a sanded surface. It's still wet, so it hasn't turned dull yet. So I think I should give it like 5 or 10 minutes, let that finish drying, and then after that, we will go ahead and get the process started. All right, you guys, so this is my first time ever trying to polish like wet sand and buff out a car, but I am already impressed with this. Check this out. That is already looking better, and that's just one pass. There's a little bit more clarity than there was beforehand. This is my dull panel. I showed it before earlier. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this panel, or this top portion here, and then I'm gonna hit it twice actually, and then we will see what it looks like then. All right, cool. All right, so here's how it looks after my first using the compound to cut it down. It looks a lot better than it did beforehand. You guys, I'm not going for like perfection, just a heads up, because this is still just my project, my daily. I do everything myself. But anywho, I do want it to look good though. And look at that shine that we got there. So it's coming out a lot more merry than it was beforehand. Here's a quick after, but this is also before I go ahead and do the ultra finishing polish. So let me go ahead, swap the disc to a polishing pad, and then let's go ahead and polish this thing up and see if we can get it any more clear. And then we'll see how the results look. And then we'll go ahead and get this thing on the car after we install the taillights. All right, you guys, I'm finished using the compound, polishing, buffing the car out. I did the polisher afterwards. I did like 3 passes of it. That takes quite a while to actually do, even on just one body part. But this one was pretty bad. I'm actually super happy with the way it came out. I think it is, in my way, I'd call it passable to kind of match this paint job. Hopefully, we haven't put it on the car yet, but hopefully it matches it pretty decent. But check it out, guys. So we've got a lot more of a reflection, which is great. It's still not a perfect paint job, but compared to the before, which I'm gonna drop a picture of it here, and then I'm gonna drop a picture of the after here, it looks a lot better than it did beforehand. You can see a lot more reflections in the paint, and overall, I think it looks great. So for an at-home paint job, that was decent. I have a feeling my bumpers and everything, hopefully, will come out better. On this one I was using, on the trunk lid, I was actually using it as like a test because I was doing some different type of paint methods, and I made some mistakes and I tried to correct the mistakes. So whenever I do go to paint the new bumper, hopefully I don't make those same mistakes. And I started to paint this, and this actually came out pretty decent, and that's without buffing or anything, but I didn't get full coverage over here. So I'm gonna have to sand this thing back down. Anywho, I'm glad that portion of it's done. Let's go ahead and get these lights in here and go ahead and place this on the car itself. All right, you guys, check out these results. I got the trunk installed, obviously, but check it out. The paint almost matches perfectly. Because I polished it and everything, it kind of blends into the panel a lot better than it would if I didn't. There's a little bit of scratch marks on there, but I need to go ahead and do like swirl remover or something on there. My reflection is really good. You almost can't tell that it's painted. Do like a walk around. It doesn't look bad. That was quite a task. I just wanted to get that whole thing accomplished. I still got a little bit more work to do to this. I gotta figure out now why it's not latching properly. It's probably something super simple, but Anywho, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching this segment because this is part of the pre-LCI to LCI conversion. I still have to get these tail lights here because the inner ones stick out a little bit further than these, but I think on the LCI one it actually meets it right there. So I still need to do that. I got to figure out that latching situation. But anywho, thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you so much. I'm gonna keep this project moving. The next thing, like I said, is getting these bumpers all painted. I think I'll actually do better with those than I actually did with this trunk. And eventually I may respray this trunk. I don't know. I have to let everything totally cure, but maybe I'll respray it, I'm not sure. Anywho, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace. Whoa, before I go, I just noticed why the trunk wouldn't latch, and it's because of these here that live there. You're gonna have to adjust these because it looks like this trunk needs to sit in further for it to latch. Maybe it's just slightly different from the trunk that actually came on the car. So either tighten these all the way down to get it to go. I just took it out just to see if it needed to go any further down, and it will actually latch now, so, and unlatch, so boom. See you guys on the next one. Oh, one more time before I go. That looks awesome. I'm stoked to have the LCI look back because you guys know from you know, a bunch of my last videos, I've had a bunch of LCI BMWs. So anywho, I'm back. Peace.